Hello and welcome to Quays News. I'm Fergus Adderley.
And I'm Jake Penkethman. Here's what's coming up on the programme today.
We look at businesses that have thrived throughout lockdown, both new and old, to see what the owners believe they were so successful about this year.
Boohoo and PLT and all these brands where people think, I want a night out.
And we speak to Nick Clark, the creative producer behind Walk the Plank, about the virtual Holly Festival this year, live in studio.
Sarah Everard's death has sparked a nationwide conversation about women's safety on the streets of the UK. This has led to a surge in safety navigation apps and petitions to legalise pepper spray.
Nicole Tompkins finds out from a selection of women their experiences and personal stories relating to sexual assault and harassment.
Hi, I'm Sasha.
My name is Kirsten.
I'm Poppy.
My name is Freya and I have been sexually assaulted.
I was sexually harassed.
I was sexually harassed.
I've been sexually
assaulted.
harassed.
It's been reported that 97% of women have been sexually harassed in their lives. Nearly every woman you know will have a story to tell. After Sarah Everard was murdered on her walk home in Clapham, people have been sharing their own experiences of male violence to raise awareness of the frightening reality that half the population face on a daily basis.
I was 18 years old and they grabbed me.
I was 18 at the time. I was working in a bar in Manchester.
And then this other person revealed himself to me when I was a little girl. I was like 5.
21-year-old criminology student Mia Carson has started the Anonymous project on her Instagram for people to share stories just like these in hopes to destigmatise the shame that many victims feel.
So with the Anonymous project, what I'm hoping for is that I can put anonymous, nameless, completely confidential posts up about people's experiences and stories going through anything from sexual harassment, sexual assault, rape, abuse, and anything that fits into the kind of the grey area that I find a lot of women talk about, which is just those kind of like dodgy situations or something which you can't quite name.
Safety navigation apps such as Safe in the City have reported a growth of 1900% in the past week alone. The app allows users to quickly reach emergency services and report any incidents they may encounter on their journey. Founder and CEO Gillian Kowalchuk has said that Sarah's death was a tragedy that was in no way her fault for walking outside. She said that it was a symptom of the societal issue that violence against women and misogynistic behaviours need to be addressed in all its forms. With apps like this, conversations being started and petitions to legalise pepper spray gaining over tens of thousands of signatures, perhaps the idea of women's safety isn't too far down the road. Nicole Tompkins, Quays News.
This year's annual Holly Festival takes place at the end of this month. The ancient Hindu festival is often referred to as the festival of colours, spring and love.
Nick Clark, one of the creative producers at Walk the Plank, is currently organising the virtual Flavours of Holly event for those here in Greater Manchester. And Nick joins us now. So Nick, can you tell us a little bit about the event and how you've put it together?
Yes, hello. So Flavours of Holly is a digital event which will take place on the 28th of March. We have over 40 artists performing at the event, artists from across the UK, in places like Leicester, London, Birmingham and Manchester. We're working with communities in Manchester from Bolton, Ashton, Oldham, Tameside and in Manchester itself to put together the programme. And the festival is obviously about having fun, celebrating spring, regeneration, getting rid of the evil within us, and in the morning families come together, they play with lots of colour. You've obviously seen lots of images all over the internet. The celebrations really has spread across the world, but then in the afternoon everybody gets cleaned up and they come together and enjoy cultural programmes of music and dance.
So Nick, can you tell us a little bit about what this means for the community of Greater Manchester then, having an event like this in such a tough time?
Yeah, it means a lot. We did a digital Diwali event in November, and we reached 36,000 hits on our website. People engaged with it, and we sent over 500 make-at-home lantern kits into households across Greater Manchester, and the response from that was amazing. So what we're doing now for Holly is that we've sent out arts and crafts activities with tutorials, easy things for people to make at home and engage with. We're asking people to take pictures of themselves in their back gardens, paint colours and send it to us. And we're going to include that into kind of like a visual and audio feast, which will be streamed after a storytelling piece as part of the programme, which is the whole meaning about around Holly.
And I know you mentioned Digital Diwali there, so how important is it for Walk the Plank to be putting on these events during the pandemic like you have? Is it good to sort of keep the morale of everyone up, being able to do something while we still can't all meet up?
Absolutely. We've been working with the Indian Association in Manchester for 14 years. And we've been doing the outdoor Diwali events for that time. And when the pandemic hit, we were expecting to do events in Ashton, Oldham, and central Manchester. And obviously, it was a big disappointment to these communities, and they've been really hard hit by the pandemic. So it's very important for them.
And how can people get involved in the Flavours of Holly event?
They can get involved in a number of ways. One, as an audience member. One, by sending us photographs and audio recordings explaining what the events, what the festival means to them and what they would normally do during the day. Things were, if the pandemic wasn't affecting us. Yeah, I mean, arts and crafts activities, there's all online, cooking demonstrations. So you just get to our website, www.digitaldiwali.co.uk/festival Flavours of Holly.
Nick, thank you.
Imagine having no access to essential technology. This is a reality for many young carers across the UK. Salford-based The Who Cares campaign is fundraising for this to change.
We'll put your name on a list. They say this every single time and it doesn't mean anything. I'll come back next week and it'll just be the same excuses, the same old reasons, and nothing ever changes.
1 in 3 young carers across the UK live below the poverty line, and many have no access to essential technology.
Young carers need those things to be able to care for a loved one, booking appointments, being able to call a mum or dad or brother or sister just to check that they've taken their medication okay.
Salford-based campaign group Who Cares set up a digifund to support Salford young carers through education and caring for loved ones.
As we all know, lockdown's been really, really tough, particularly for young carers. And 1 in 3 young carers are from low-income families. So that means that they're not able to access things like laptops, phones, Wi-Fi, you know, all of those things that quite a lot of people see as essentials. Young carers, some of them still don't have them.
Salford University student Ellie McDeed has had first-hand experience of caring for a loved one.
So I'm a third-year broadcast journalism student at the University of Salford, and I was a young carer for my father growing up. He has got pancreatitis.
What was life like for you as a young carer?
It was hard. It was really hard, I suppose. On one side, you want to look after your family member and you want to do as much as you can and support them and be there for them. And on the other side, you're still so young and you want to go out and see friends and do things that they're doing.
How important is having essential technology for young carers?
I think is, especially in lockdown at the minute, being able to, if they do have access to a laptop, phone, computer, they are able to go online, have the support through speaking to people, through Zoom calls. They're able to take part in activities that they wouldn't usually be able, that they'd usually be doing, but because of the pandemic, they're not able to do.
It's really vital that young carers have those things coming out of the pandemic. So what we're doing with the DigiFund is trying to raise money for that. It's still ongoing. We've raised what is it now? We've raised £2,500 so far, which is incredible. And yeah, anyone can donate. They just need to go to whocarescampaign.co.uk and all of the information's in there.
With Parliament set to hold an early day motion in the House of Commons to call for better support for young carers, the future for these hidden heroes is set to become brighter.
So, Manchester United are playing tonight, but who have they got? Sander, what's happening tonight?
Well, Manchester United take on AC Milan tonight in the Europa League's round of 16. They go into the tie needed to win after conceding a crucial last-minute away goal in the first leg. It won't be an easy match, though, as AC Milan are currently sitting in second place in Serie A. OK, yes, they are 9 points off the top, but they have been very good this season. On to the blue side of Manchester, then Manchester City take on Everton this weekend in the FA Cup quarter-final as they look to continue their quest for the unprecedented quadruple. Everton, like AC Milan though, won't be a pushover as they sit 4 points of a Champions League spot with a game in hand. Having said that though, Manchester City are 14 points clear at the top of the Premier League table at the moment, so they go into the game clear favourites. Now, Salford City played top of the league Cheltenham on Saturday in a must-win game in their pursuit of a playoff spot. They currently sit in 9th, 5 points off said spot with a game in hand, so promotion is definitely possible, but Richie Willens and his Amis need to start picking up results in games like ones on Saturday if they're going to make that happen. Now, I'm not sure if the side are going to see any horse racing whilst they're in Cheltenham, but the third day of the Cheltenham Festival is happening today, so they could do if they fancy it. There was a huge shock at the festival earlier today, though, as race favourite Envoy Allen fell at the 4th fence in the Marsh Novices Chase. Chantry House took advantage of the situation, though, and went on to win the race.
Thank you very much, Sander. Now, around 1 in 5 of us work more than one job that may be to make ends meet. But for some of us, it's an outlet for our passion that's it's better known as a side hustle.
Aaron Benzoe has spoken to 2 young black women balancing their studies with a job that they love.
My dream is basically just to have my own beauty salon, so not just hair.
I'd say that I want to be like a household name. I want to be known, you know, like when people, you know, you have Boohoo and TLT and all these brands.
Both of these women have quit their part-time job to focus on their hustles in order to develop a brand that they can call a household name. First, we have Naomi. Her clothing products started off handmade on Depop, but as her business grew, she required a supplier to manufacture her products displayed on ASOS Marketplace.
My business advisor is Chris Bate, who is a lovely
An
guy.
entrepreneurship program called Launch at Salford University is a training platform that offers advice to young people developing their businesses. This program connects them to investors through competitions that Naomi is keen to win.
If there's ever a shop on Depop that I should go to, it's 110% Angel Marketplace. And
Last year's October, Angel Marketplace attracted an influencer, which sent sales shockwaves to Naomi's business.
Within the video going up, about half an hour later, all sizes in that top were completely sold out.
However, Osis Mini Salon has experienced seasonal gains and losses due to COVID restrictions on household meetings. But her passion keeps her motivated.
The rules in the second quarantine are not as strict as the ones in the first quarantine. I've just been getting customers, even more to be honest. Like I've noticed, I've actually been getting more customers than usual.
Like Naomi, also gained attention from an influencer, Kiana Cade, in June last year. Kiana is the girlfriend of recent transferred Swansea City player Joelle Lati-Balderi.
Stepping up now, she's been sharing my page and recommending me to her friends, and I've actually gotten quite a few customers from her.
I know a lot of law students, and the amount of work you have to do for law is a lot. So how are you balancing?
Oh, don't.
Despite the workload that comes with her law degree, she chooses to prioritize her business.
My university degree isn't making me money. Do you know what I mean? If anything, I've got to pay that 30 grand, 35 grand back eventually. Whereas if I focus on my business now and I really solidify it and make it something special, then the second I leave university, I can pay off that debt and I don't have to worry about it.
So that's all we've got time for today on Quays News.
Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.